I'm Salatino Red.
I'm a Sundari D.
And this is the Big Blue Father and Son Show. Thank you. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in again for another episode of the Dynamic Duo as we tackle more news and more information and more opinions and more facts with the Big Blue Father and Son Show. But before we get into all that, please like, share, subscribe, and
comment below.
Boom, make a comment. Okay, we back into it. Hey man, we got that dub. We got that dub. Throw it up. Got that dub last week. How'd that make you feel?
Made me feel good. Most people said we struggled against a Bengals team, but a win is a win. We got the job done. Defense and offense. We played good, really.
Yeah.
It's just nice to see us win. You know what? It's our first time winning 3 straight since 2016.
There you go. 3 straight. And you know what? At the same time, like you said, a dub is a dub, however you get it. I mean, you got an undefeated Pittsburgh team, just to use them. They just edged out, a victory with field goals. So it's how you get it done. And that winning mentality, we starting to get it back. We starting to gel. Our defense, we in the top, we cracked the top 10. So that's saying something. That's getting back to that Giants, blue-collar, hard-working, smash-mouth football. Mm-hmm. And I see it, too. We starting to develop an identity as far as smash-mouth, running the ball with your boy, who is the...
Wayne Train.
Choo-choo! Wayne Train. Yeah, and that's good. I mean, because, we can talk about future implications with him and Saquon, but we won't. For the sake of the show, we're just going to stay in the present. They're doing a nice kind of 1-2-3 punch with him and the other 2 running backs. What's one man's name?
Alfred Morris and Deion Lewis.
And Deion Lewis, yeah. Little scat back. And also, with that game, we got the dub, but we also seen, Danny Dimes go down. Mm-hmm. He tried to come back in, and it didn't look real good. Colt McCoy came in, and what's your take on Colt McCoy? Because I look at him as he didn't do bad. He knows Garrett's offense. He was a good game manager. He looked a little bit rusty. I mean, he got caught off guard.
Yeah. Now
they had a whole week to prep. But before we get into that, what's your take on him with this game specifically in our recap?
Well, what I've noticed last week is he's rusty. And then it took me a minute to realize that he hasn't played football in a while. I see him doing pretty solid. He's a pretty solid player. He's good. He can run, so we can keep doing, continue our RPO plays. We don't have to adjust any other thing. He can throw, he can be very consistent at times. And I think with Judge, having him at practice, he got most of the starting reps. Daniel Jones did get some, but they were going to keep him as doubtful. I wouldn't start him, let him heal, because we're going to need him for these upcoming games. But I'm still not going to count us out, with McCoy, because he's been in the league for a few years,
Right. Well, let's particularly stay on this game. Yeah. We starting to get into that, what's coming up. But specifically in the Bengals game, you said he was rusty. You said we could, use him in the sets that we already attained. Would it be a fair comparison of like a Alex Smith, a game manager? He might not be a game changer, but a manager until we can get Jones back?
Well, yeah, I think he'll be considered a game manager, but most people, what they see when he was at Washington didn't have a lot of weapons, but I think he can be at like an Alex Smith for us.
Okay. And here's the score of that dub. GMEN, baby. All right. Now, going forward, after the recap, now we're getting into the game. Mm-hmm. Seattle versus NYG.
Well,
before we start that, hold on, son. Hold on. He about to go in. I'm gonna give some background to you viewers at home. You were born in Dallas, right? Mm-hmm. Born in Dallas. You remember when we started talking about sports? You remember back? I said I gave you rules on what you could and could not do. What was the only rule that I really gave you?
You can like any other team but Dallas.
But Dallas Cowboys. So with that being said, just a little background. My son took me up on that. He's been raised in Big Blue. He loved Big Blue. He knows the history, everything. That's fair, right? But at the same time, he started liking Russell Wilson, and Sherman when they had the Legion of Boom and everything prior to that. And it's respectable. So with this game, it's going to be special for you to call. You win Big Blue, but at the same time, you still know kind of the other team with the Seattle. The headphones. Grab them. Yeah. There you go. So it's a duality. So now we gave the at-home viewers a little bit of history, background on you. Go.
Well, so Seattle's a tough team. They have Metcalf, who they're comparing to Megatron, but I wouldn't do that yet, honestly. He's a great player and everything. They got Tyler Lockett on the other side. He's underrated. You know, he'll come out of the blue, do some real damage to opposing defenses. Like, if you watch Philly, they just got tore apart. But Philly, their defense is broken.
Right on.
They have a solid run game with Chris Carson. He's like their Wayne Train almost. He's like real tough.
But he's going to have to see our front four, our front three, as well as the other people that stopped that run. But keep going.
They got Russ. I can never count Russ out. Even though we have a top defense, you know, they've been playing good. They're gelling. I'll never count Russ out because, you know, he's done some stuff that, you know, that it's unbelievable. That makes you go, wow, what just happened here?
Right.
You know, but our defense, you know, just stay consistent and slow them down, because if you get Russ out of the rhythm, the whole offense falls apart and they ain't on the same page. So that's the thing we got to do, slow down Russ.
Right on. And then at the same time, when we go back to the DK Metcalf Megatron comparison, it's a little bit premature. He's pretty good. However, this week, up until this week, it's a real test for him as well on the other side of the ball, because we have Bradbury, who is one of the number one corner in the league this year. Hopefully Pro Bowler. I voted for him. You voted for him. Hopefully, you know, some of you guys voted for him. But he going to have to pack his lunch. It ain't going to be an easy Sunday. It ain't going to be like the Eagles, where, like you said, their defense is falling down. Slay is missing a step. Bradbury is right there. Prime peak. Step for step. So it's going to be challenging. But again, like you said, we could kind of slow down Metcalf, lock him down, but that still opens up. We still got other possibilities we need to do. I think the defense is ready to step up for this challenge, and this would be a big challenge. And like I've been saying in the previous week, and I'm going to keep on the gas, I'm not going to come out the gas. When we punch Seattle in their mouth at home with this dub, now you're going to have to start looking at the GMEN differently. They're going to have to start talking about the GMEN differently. But boy, did I tell you, son, they won't do it. What they'll do is say, hey, something happened with Seattle, this Seattle. They won't give us our props until we beat another one of these teams on the list that they think that's unbeatable for some odd reason. With it being either the Cardinals, Cleveland. Well, they ain't really thinking Cleveland unbeatable, but as far as with us, Baltimore too. We're number one in the East. We riding that today. Then after the game, we'll be riding it again. I'm just gonna say it just like that. This is a good test for the GMEN, and I'm looking forward to this game as well as a few other games. We can go into the X's and O's. I've been loving what Judge has been doing, the new offensive line coach. Also, our man, Graham. I can't say no more. And look at this montage of the defense. Those dudes is cold. I'm not going to keep going on. I know we got the Wayne train. We ain't even talked about Ingram. We ain't talked about our boy, Darius Slayton. Those are all factors. But I'm just going to get into it. We're going to walk away with the dub. Final score from Pops. The Giants 24. Seattle 17.
You know what? The thing about that is, so like in the offseason, the NFL does Madden simulations, all that. They had that same score on
Really?
Madden.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. You got Madden and Dadden.
All right, my prediction.
Yes, sir.
I believe the GMEN are capable, very much capable of taking the dub. But I'm going to predict Seattle gets it, but not by much. I'm going to say 30-28.
30-28.
Final prediction.
Final. Okay. 30-28. There you have it. With that, we're going to get right into my man, Darius Huddle.
We got Washington at the Steelers. Washington's been playing solid football lately. They've also been kind of gelling, Chase Young doing his thing, that defense. But Pittsburgh's been, on a streak, 11 games, that's pretty big. Their defense has been playing really good. Big Ben's proven himself back. Their offense is gelling, I'm going to give Pittsburgh the dub. Dallas plays Baltimore. Lamar's questionable. They got Dez, so that'll be first time playing against them. And I'm gonna go with, it's gonna be interesting, but I'm gonna get Lamar, well not Lamar, but RG3 and Dez Bryant getting the dub in Dallas. Philly plays Green Bay, and Philly, they ain't that tight no more. I'm gonna give Green Bay the dub. And my game of the week is LA versus AZ. Kyler Murray, he's been on a decline. He hasn't been playing good the past few weeks. LA's been coming up. They beat Tampa. Sean McVay's been doing his thing. The defense has been outstanding for LA. I'm going to give LA the dub, and that's it for Darius Huddle.
All right. Darius Huddle. My man be coming with it. The predictions, you be on point. I be loving this time that we have, son. Here in Blue Stamp Studios here in Arlington, you know how we do. Always want to shout out the peoples, the Big Blue Wrecking Crew, Dallas Metro Fan Club. That's us. Also, these people, some of our sponsors, One Love Lounge here in Arlington. Great food, great atmosphere. Also, Sankofa out of Oak Cliff right off of 20. Great food, alternative, and information. And then, too, us. I want to give a shout out to this show.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that makes it happen. Thank you for what you do. And also you. Get a shout out to you for tuning in and subscribing and telling other people to subscribe, because this is our bonding opportunity as father and son on something that we like. So we like to share that with you guys. So thank you for embracing us. Hey man, before we get on out of here, is anybody, any organization, anything you want to shout out?
Shout out to Curvin. Don't count us out. I know you be watching, our games and stuff. I know you're a Chiefs fan, but keep an eye on us. We're going to make some noise. Peace.
All right. I like to give a shout out, to the Noops. Yo. My ship, Roger, Unique. What's up, bruh? Shout out to everybody going through something and, working through it to get through it. Shout out to those people helping other people. Shout out to, everybody doing this precedent of COVID that's moving how you move. And also, just protect yourself, protect your family, be safe. You get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So, empathy and, precautions. Let's make it happen. And again, Big Blue.